Welcome to the Inspired Show, health, fitness and beyond. The show that helps you get healthier, fitter, stronger, and most importantly, the best version of yourself. Helping you overcome emotional eating, stress drinking, and helping improve your lifestyle in a manageable and sustainable way. Thank you all for your support. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button on each video so we can grow our community.
Calorie deficits are shit. Hey team, and welcome to this week's episode of the Inspired Show. And for those of you that are new around here, my name's Luke Mitchell and I am the owner of the Built to Inspire program, which helps people become happier, healthier, more confident and the best version of themselves. And this YouTube channel is dedicated to helping people become the best versions of themselves as well. So if you've not done so already, please make sure you subscribe. If you find this video helpful, hit the like button. And if you've got any comments or questions, let me know in the comments section below. Don't forget to check out the captions. Inside the captions, you can download your free startup guide to get you started on your health and fitness journey the correct and sustainable way. And all my links to my social media pages, which we update regularly, are down in the section below as well. So we're going to delve straight into it. Calorie deficits are shit. And I can hear a lot of people screaming at the screen right now, well, you need a calorie deficit in order to lose weight. And that is true. If we want to lose weight and we want to drop body fat, we must create a calorie deficit. But that doesn't make it any less shit. However, we like to spruce it up. Being in a calorie deficit, whether a bigger one or a smaller one, we are still consuming less food and energy than our body needs. So it's going to put a demand on our body, stress on our body, and it's not very enjoyable. So how can we get around this? How can we make it as manageable and as enjoyable as it can be to get where we need to be? In this episode, we're going to delve through how we can do that, how we can make the most of it, and how to optimize it as well. So first things first, the most important thing to remember is we don't want to be in a calorie deficit long term. One of the biggest mistakes a lot of people make is they're constantly trying to be in a calorie deficit. They're constantly dieting, which leads to poor results because they simply cannot sustain it. And they're always dipping in and out of it. And it's massively impacting not only their physical health, but their mental health as well with this yo-yo dieting. So I prefer doing blocks of calorie deficits. This is where we go for 8 to 12 weeks of being in a manageable calorie deficit, then taking a week off, coming back up to maintenance and assessing if we need to go again. So this is how we'd set it up. So first things first, we'd set ourselves some clear, realistic targets over the next 8 to 12 weeks. Picking which duration will depend on your type of personality and your willpower. If you're somebody with a lot of willpower and great levels of discipline, you might want to aim for 12 weeks. If you're somebody that has poor willpower and lower levels of discipline, you might want to go for a shorter block of 8 weeks. Once you decide where you're going to be sitting, whether it's 8, 9, 10, 11 or 12 weeks, you then set yourself realistic targets of what you want to achieve. So we're going to go for the premise of an 8-week block. So in 8 weeks, realistically for most people, you're going to be losing anywhere between 8 to 16 pounds, give or take. If you've got a large amount of weight to lose, you might lose a little bit more to begin with, but then it will level out to about 1 to 2 pounds per week. So let's say in the next 8 weeks, we're going to aim for 8 to 16 pounds. Now, in order to make it manageable, we want to create a calorie deficit of only 10%. This means it's not going to be too restrictive, it's not going to be too low on calories, and it's not going to impact our energy and stress us out too much. So in order to work out how many calories we can be consuming, we want to use a TDE calculator in order to do that. So tdecalculator.net is a great one to use. Pop in all your details and then take off 10%. That's all you need to take off your maintenance. Whilst doing that, what you then do is you'd make sure that 80% of the foods you're consuming are more nutritious foods, higher in volume, higher in protein, foods that are going to fill you up and keep you full up for longer. Don't totally restrict yourself. Allow yourself a 20% leeway. That is so important. Look at keeping your daily movement consistent, but most importantly, focus on here as well. Have a clear reason of why you want to lose weight, why it's so important to you, and how it's going to impact your life positively by doing it. That, alongside looking at what your bottlenecks are when it comes to weight loss, what you've struggled with in the past, will help you massively. Now, one of the biggest things a lot of people struggle with in the past is they go too low on calories, but by taking this approach, that's going to take that aspect out of it. So look at other aspects of your lifestyle that have tripped you up in the past. Has it been maybe board meeting at night? Has it been slipping up on weekends? Has it been poor boundaries? So make sure you address those in the 8 weeks as well to give you the best chance of getting through the 8 weeks and making most out of your progress. Now, once you've done the 8 weeks, what you then do is you go back up to your maintenance, okay? This gives you a break physically, mentally, emotionally, and hormonally. During that break, you want to be taking around 1 to 2 weeks, depending on how you're feeling. And then you want to assess, over the last 8 weeks, how has my journey looked like? How much weight have I lost? How much measurements have I lost? How am I looking at my progress photos? And ask yourself this question: am I happy with how my body's looking, how it's performing, and my levels of body fat at this moment in time? If the answer is yes, then you stay in maintenance and you just focus on building up your lifestyle habits to sustain the progress you made long term. However, if you are not quite happy with how your body's looking at the moment, even though you've made some decent progress over the last 8 weeks in this current block, what we then do is after 1 to 2 weeks of being back in maintenance, we then drop back into a deficit and then we go for another 8-week block. Again, repeating what we did previously and being consistent. And again, at the end of the second 8-week block, you come back up to maintenance and reassess. Am I happy? Do I feel confident? Do I feel energized? Do I like what I see in the mirror? Now, chances are for most people, if you've got a considerable amount of weight to lose, you're probably going to have to take a couple of blocks to do that, maybe 2, 3, sometimes 4 blocks. And I can hear some people already saying, well, isn't it just better for me just to keep going all the way through? You'd think that would be the case, but again, like I said, being in a calorie deficit is shit. When you're in a calorie deficit, you're putting yourself under a lot of stress, and then take into consideration all the lifestyle stresses you've got: work, children, relationships, doom and gloom on the news. It's just not a stress we want to have constant in our lives. So taking a step back every 8 to 12 weeks will just allow you to reset, reassess, reflect, and go again, and make much better progress. Because if I'm being completely honest with you, a lot of people start a calorie deficit, they end up slipping up anyway, and eventually they end up overindulging, binging, and actually taking a much slower approach. So even though this might seem like a slow approach to begin with, in the grand scheme of things, it's going to be a lot faster than what you're currently doing right now. So hopefully this little video made sense. Hopefully it's give you a bit of clarity on how to make your calorie deficit less shit and make it more enjoyable. If you've got any questions, as always, you can leave your questions in the comment section below, or feel free to drop me a private message on any of my social media pages. But before you leave, if you enjoyed it, give it a massive thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe and help us grow this page to help even more people become the best versions of themselves.